Oh, I need a nap. I just took a nap. Never mind. Hello everyone. It's been a really long time since I've made a video, but I thought since school is about to start for a lot of people, or maybe for some people it's already started, this would be a good time to make a video about how to nail your first week of classes. This video is geared more towards college students, but if you're a high school student, you might still find some tips and tricks in here, so keep watching if you want. One really big thing that I would always suggest to anyone is after the first few days of classes, get together all of your syllabi. Is that how you say it? Syllabi. And just sit down for 15 to 20 minutes, and you should have a planner. I hope you have a planner. If you don't, I would really suggest getting one. But when you have your planner, write down all the due dates, all the deadlines, all the big projects, everything in your syllabuses. I don't think syllabuses is right. In all of your syllabi, just write it all down, all in your planner. Color code if you want. You know, I'm one of those people, I would color code it by class, by subject. But do it however you want to do it. Because then, for the rest of the semester, you can always look ahead a couple weeks and be like, oh, I have some free time, and oh look, I have this paper that I'm going to have to do in 3 weeks anyway, so maybe I'll just work on it a little bit. And that, I think, is a really important thing to do. That has really helped me stay on top of things. It's just at the very beginning, first week, write down everything you know you're going to have to do. If you're a college student, I would strongly recommend the first few days of classes, maybe introducing yourself to your professor. If it's just a huge class, like there's 200, 300, 400 plus people. I've never had more than 200, but I know there are really big colleges out there. If it's a really big class, that's not as important. There's always going to be those couple of kids in a really big class that right after the first class they go up and they're like, hi, I just want to introduce myself. I'm so excited for your class. Blah, 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 blah. You don't have to do that. I had determined that, oh, I'm definitely going to do that after the first class. I'm going to go up there and just, make them remember me. After a semester, I was like, nah, I'm not going to do that. Nah. Unless it's a class that's very specific to my major, like I'm majoring in film production. In my cinematography class, I might go and say, hey, this is my major. I am really excited, because I was really excited about my cinematography class, and it turned out to be one of the best classes ever. So those kind of classes, yes, it might be a better idea. But if it's your first year, you may not have as many classes like that, so don't worry about them too much. It's a good idea. It can't hurt you, because sometimes, who knows, you could actually become friends with your professors. I know that sounds crazy, but I actually have become friends with one of my professors from my very first semester, and occasionally, we meet up for coffee, and she lets me use her as a reference, and it's great. The first few days of classes, I would recommend that you maybe get to know a couple people in each class, because then if you miss a day, or they miss a day, or something happens, then you can hit them up and be like, hey, don't use them. Don't just skip classes all the time and then always go for their notes, because people aren't stupid. They're going to catch on. And speaking of people, the first few days of classes, especially if you're a freshman moving into a dorm, it is a good idea to get to know people on your floor. Don't worry too much about making friends in the first week, because you can continue to make friends throughout the semester. I would definitely recommend getting to know maybe a few people on your floor, just in case there's an emergency. Know who your RA is. You don't have to become friends with your RA. That's a great idea if you want to, but if you just don't like them for some reason, don't worry about it. My point here is to prioritize what is important the first week. The first week, what's really important is going to every single class. I mean, if you have to miss one, that's okay. They're just handing out the syllabus. There probably won't be anything super important, but it really helps to go to the first few classes, because then you get a feel for what the rest of the class is going to be like. And if you can determine, oh, this class is not going to be a good idea, I'm not going to do well in this, I know this is a bad idea. Well, usually about the first and second weeks, usually maybe just the first week, you can drop out and also be refunded your money. After that, you can just drop out and not be refunded any money, but your grade won't go to your GPA. But if you can drop out the first week of classes, then you can be refunded. So go to class the first week, and you can really get a feel for the classes and also get a feel for how much work is going to be involved for each one. So if you're an introvert or just a shy person or you have anxiety or anything like that, I understand that the first week might be really hard, because especially if you go to a larger school, the first few days is just like, whoa, there's a lot of people here. People are everywhere, and you just want to kind of get through your classes, get through those first few hard days so you can relax. And the weekend, don't just push through it so much that you miss it all, because you're not going to remember your first week of college forever. But I mean, you still want to be present. A really good idea for your first week, especially, like, this is for if you're on a new campus, like a transfer student, or if you are a freshman student just coming into an area that you're not familiar with, explore your campus. Just take a couple hours to walk around your campus and get to know the different buildings and sort of the layout and the way things work. So my overall message for this video is, one, don't just let the first week fly by and not get anything from it. But also, on the other hand, don't stress too much about the first week, because if you mess up something on the first week or it just doesn't go like the way you envisioned it to, that's okay. You know, that doesn't mean the rest of the semester is ruined, right? It's never too late to pick things up again. Anyway, I hope you found this video helpful and informative. I cannot guarantee if I'll ever post a video again, but if I do, see you next time.